is a very special tree because I could say that my sister and I grew this tree. But we didn't grow the tree. Nature grew the tree, and we just nurtured it and cultivated it from a little teeny something. So I'm giving thanks to the trees for providing us with nourishment that doesn't require any blood spill, that will be here throughout the years to come and feed us and feed future generations. And I just want to send a vibration of and apologizing to Mother Earth for ignoring her, not recognizing at times in ignorance that she is a living being and that we feed from her breast every day. We walk all over her and quite often don't acknowledge her. So we consume and consume and consume and don't think quite often of giving back. So I really want to give thanks to the trees. I want to make amends for choices that we and generations of us have made as women and as mothers have made out of ignorance. Perhaps share in my simple way, choosing better, making better choices in who we choose to parent with, who we choose to mate. We have to be very, very careful and conscious with opening up our body temples and know that, bringing seed and fruit forward on this planet is going to have a lasting effect. The types of human beings that we put out here, the sons and the daughters. It's a very serious thing opening up our bodies. And I know that popular culture says we should be free and just do whatever we want and it's a free-for-all. But in the hard-earned gems of life wisdom, I see it's very, very important the choices that we make, who we choose to sleep with, how we choose to spend our energy, what companies and businesses we choose to support that ignore the planet. So we don't need to wait. And it's interesting, it's the soul in alignment. Because I always felt intuitively that we didn't need to wait for the government and its ants and for special permission to do anything. So this is so in alignment. So in alignment. And this goes out to all the women that I have worked with. As a sun-hued woman, all of those women and those sisters in the hood, that are looking for love, and quite often there's no guidance. And a lot will come through our womb, so we have to, if nothing else, simply we have to choose better. So I'm thanking you, trees, and the Ted of nature. I'm thanking you. And I thank you for the hard-earned gems of life wisdom, knowing that we don't have to follow anybody. Nature has a lot of the answers and the common sense that's right there. I'm going to pour libation and some water. His brother carved this cup from bamboo. And I'm going to pour libation to Grandma Lou. Grandma Lou, she was not a vegan or a vegetarian, but she was the most present and pleasant human being I have ever come across. And she said you cut off a piece of the bush, the ala like this, and you eat it like so. So she had her little lime trees and she rocks her natural hair. So I want to apologize for even in our vanity as a sun-hued woman, that in our vanity and through programming, that we have used so much chemicals that now go into the earth, right? And all these chemicals are moving away from nature, lead to a lot of depression. So now all of these chemicals and antidepressants are in the water system. And so I look at the simplicity of Grandma Lou, because she rocked her own natural hair, right? Happily, comfortable in her skin, and so pleasant. So I pour this libation. I pour that to Grandma Lou, and I pour that to Great Grandma Jean with her dark skin, beautiful chocolate skin. And I pour it also to my father, Because my father, the gift that he gave me, he had the good sense to put me around Grandma Lou. And I got to grate coconut with her for coconut sweetbread and chop up seasoning. And it has made the greatest impact on me. So I'm taking those tropical flavors from the tree and I'm adding to the tradition by not adding any blood spills or any flesh. And I'm very thankful. And I'm looking at all these other little baby banana trees and the compost that came from all the fruits and vegetables that my sister and I have eaten. So I'm giving thanks to Harriet Tubman. And the beautiful thing about this tree and about nature and being in the garden, it's not up for anybody's opinion. And it's not contaminated, you know, through different people's interpretations. So quite often folks are looking for religion. They can look in the mirror or we can go to nature. So nature has been giving us everything we're so provided for. And it's giving us oxygen. And while I'm very clear at this point that there aren't any leaders per se, right? Because flawed human beings, you know, ego trip and create a lot of damage. It's amazing. These trees will feed us. And I'm looking at these simple little trees and the pineapple bush that will grow into fruit and all the coconut shells that are around us and the bamboo cup in the water. I'm just giving thanks to the trees. Giving thanks to the ancestors, Muted and nature. I'm giving thanks because I'm giving thanks for being comfortable with my natural hair and knowing that we don't need anything. I'm giving thanks because these trees, on a simple level, and their nutrition I would have put on my skin and inside my body for my body to heal from acne, just from trees. So the trees are giving us all this nourishment. So I'm really grateful, and it's been amazing to come to a warmer climate and see something that grew from here to a huge big tree. This thing's got to be almost like, I don't know, 20 feet tall. So I'm just giving thanks. And I'm giving thanks from the trees and from our little yard, the fresh oregano, right? The herbs to you shall be the healing. More the sea moss that's local, and the collard greens that my sister and I have grown in our little humble garden, and the turmeric, some of this is grown in the garden. All of these things are healing, and this is really giving thanks to, because when I called, you know, that piece, whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget, and my son said, why? And I said, it's a love letter to all of those sisters, for everybody, but definitely to the sisters in the hood, because who was thinking about us? And many people in society down the woman in the hood, or they say that she's ghetto or this and that. And I call on the superpowers of those strong black women. And, you know, and the raw ground peanuts, which is a staple food from the motherland throughout the tropical regions. And the pineapples, right, which you can stick in the ground. And the tomatoes, which have cancer-fighting properties. And the bananas. These are a few simple things that are coming from the trees that are nourishing us every day. They can provide for our clothing. And the coconuts, one of the best fats for mothers and for the brain. And then the corn that have fed the Mayan people here for generations. So these are just a few of the things that Mother Nature, you know, is giving us. And then we also know that this tree, it draws water. So honoring Wangari Maathai and the trees who help reforest deserted areas in Africa. We had all of those sisters go and plant trees. So thank you. I want to make amends to the children and in ignorance and lack of guidance. Not protecting the children, not protecting them from predators, because many of us wanted the attention, or we're missing that father. And so when we know better, we can do better. So I'm so grateful to the trees. This is like a miracle for this tree to have been nurtured and cultivated. So I didn't grow it, nature grew it, but my sister and I cultivated it. And it's amazing to see it come to fruition. So I really want to encourage folks to consume energy that is cruelty-free, to be comfortable in your own hair and skin, because any lack of respecting nature and lack of comfortability with ourselves is how all of these industries flourish. And those monies are used to really manipulate people and have us feel insecure. So nature has everything for our skin and our bodies to heal, for our bodies to fall to a natural weight, You don't necessarily need a gym when you're inside the garden. Nature's providing so much. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to the ancestors, and I have dedicated my being to making sure that I only serve all people and my people, that I will feed them food from the trees that is cruelty-free. Fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, herbs, and spice in their whole natural living state. I will not feed my people poison, because I know that first organ is the brain and the sexual organs, and it affects our temperament. So I'm giving thanks, making sure that I feed our sons and our daughters, and just leading an example that we'll choose better in terms of the DNA that we replicate out on this planet, so that we can be harmonious, right? Because we really do need each other. We need each other. And we have to choose. We have the opportunity to choose better. Everybody can plant a tree. I'll be sharing some of the trees that I'm planting in bags. I was growing things in a simple little New York City apartment, and it's something everybody can do. Sometimes the school system will make people feel like you're incapable of doing things. But this is a miracle that two sisters from BK nurtured and cultivated this tree. Nature will grow on its own when you just tap into it. So I'm really, really just very, very grateful. And we have more work, and it's a joyous work before us. The body will fall to a natural state of health. You'll fall in harmony and feel better when you're out in nature. And a lot of it depends on this tree. It's during rain and condensation. There's so much we could say about trees. So with that, just giving thanks. So everybody can grow something, even if you're in a small city apartment. You can grow sprouts, you can grow culinary herbs, you can even grow some trees. There's so much information on the internet. There's different things you can grow in pots. So it's a wonderful way to relax, as well as really become connected with your food and with the earth. So I'm encouraging everybody to grow something, because all of this food is medicine, and some of it came from my own yard, which is a really, really small yard, so you can really work with what you got. Some little peppers in there. Some things in bags. These are actually beets. That's beets over there. Beets and chard. And all these beautiful plants that I have growing out of bags. Lots of vegetables in there. And this is to encourage people. This is grown out of bags. It's all being grown inside bags. These are the papaya trees. They just fell down on their own after they gave us the papaya. And some avocados and pots. Right, and then some mango trees and pots. Everybody can grow something. Some purple kale and broccoli coming. It's a really small space, and some scallions. And some collards. There. And some dried coconuts. Some lacinato kale. And then there's some surprise tomatoes coming up. I don't know if you can see them in there. See that? Some little tomatoes coming up. And there's something hiding in there. Some tomatoes coming. Getting some nice size on them. So everybody can grow something. There's some more bags here. Next to my bicycle. More mint. More arugula. And mustard greens are doing really well. Look at that. Everybody can grow something. More stuff going out of the bags. And some more. And the herbs. Alright. Fresh herbs. And more peppers.